for an original sound.
Hey guys, welcome back to Deathmark. We are marching ever closer toward the end of the game, I think. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and head into the game, shall we? We have got our new partner, Hiro. Well, I think I took the wrong turn, but that'll work. So we need to go ahead and head back in and figure out just where we need to go. It's a dead end, so that's not going to help us. Why did I do that? Because I'm a little bit silly. So I'm curious, what horror games? I have had people request Corpse Party, so I think I might do that one. But not in the way people are expecting. I'm not going to go in order because I'm just evil. There is one I've been kind of looking at playing with. I think I went to the dead end. Nope. But that's fine, because then we can still go the way I need to go. Seems to be locked. The door is stained with blood. Upon closer look, it's countless handprints. But the keyhole is perfectly fine. I could open the door if I had a key. I opened the door with the underground shelter key. Inside the room are a number of Buddhist statues. They're all missing their heads. It seems this is where they stored all the various statues they gathered through theft or donation. It feels like something's here. Maybe this is where the heart of the curse or the source of the spirit is. I brace myself for input from the other me. But it doesn't seem that it's happening. Does this mean I should already know? It's a statue that looks like a divine general. It has armor from the Tang dynasty. It's a statue with its head cut off. It looks like it held a weapon in its left hand. It's a statue that looks like a Vidyarajara or something. It's missing one of its arms as well as its head. It's a Vajravana statue. It's missing its head. It's a statue with its head cut off. It seems to be holding some kind of Buddhist ritual implement. It's a statue that seems to be a divine general. Its head has been severed. It's a statue with its head cut off, laying pitifully on the floor. I search all the statues. Every statue here has a male head, has a male body. Suddenly, there's a sound of movement from within the box. It's a large iron box. I managed to open the box. Sheets of white paper are inside. They seem to be a multitude of talismans. Was something sealed here? Hiro peers into the box beside me. So, was something in there? Well, my voice sounds distant. The cause of the curse is what birthed the spirit. There's nothing like that here. No, there's nothing here. What? What do you mean? Then what's that in your hand? Hiro is right. It's not true that there's nothing inside. There is one thing. I never would have expected something like this. Something that doesn't belong here. A box sealed by talismans has enshrined a Western-style cushion? Hiro sighs in disappointment. Guess we're out of luck. No way this thing gives birth to spirits. True. But the state of this room and the voices. Something important was definitely sealed up in this place at one point. Yet there is nothing here. New info added to the spirit file. Buddha statues in warehouse number 2. Other. Then the thing we're searching for. Where the hell did it go? A long silence falls between us. It is then that a now familiar pain flares up. Mark burns scarlet. It immediately is dyed a deep crimson. Death is only a few minutes away. What's going on? Is death closing in on us all of a sudden? No, it's... the spirit is here. Low suture chant trembles in the air. It feels like my whole body is numb. It may be because of that hum. Let's see. Got blanks. Shift over that. And loses consciousness. And shoots the gun with blanks. I grab the gun, but I can't control my hand. It turns the gun toward my head and fires. The blank explodes, my consciousness fades. There's a strong ringing in my ears, and it's preventing me from hearing the sutra chant. Hiro is clutching their head, like they can't hear anything either. So somebody told me, by the way, and I should explain it now. The reason they're saying they and their is because apparently with this translation, and because it's easier just to do that instead of saying he or she when you have multiple choices. So that's kind of sometimes why they do it. So that was what was explained to me on that. The numbness has faded. Hiro shakes the Suzu bell. Nothing happens. Cannon soldier yells, making my heart clench. Hiro was injured. Enon was injured. Let's try that. And unshoots the palm pistol. Cannon soldier is wounded. The spirit fades and becomes intangible. The spirit turns solid again. Cannon soldier yells, making my heart clench. I do love this design. That. Wounded. Spirit fades and becomes intangible. Oh. I don't think I have one of the items I need. But we'll find out. So I think I'm missing an item. But we're just going to have to do it without it, which means we may have to redo this entire fight. Because I could have sworn I found the chisel. A voice yells comically, and whoever it is puts their hand on my back, but I can't take my eyes off the spirit before me. Banshee, is that you? What are you doing? Instead of replying, he shoves something into my hand. It's a large chisel, there we go, with a grip stained in blood. This is... I found it in that room, in the mansion. In that instance, I understand everything. The heart of the curse that we were searching for, the object that gave birth to the spirit. So it was kept in Cujo Mansion. Thanks. I'm going to use it. I grab the chisel and face the spirit. Cannon Soldier is weakened. What do you... And I'm going to guess the Shinto bell. And unswings the chisel down on the soldier. I jab the chisel at its right ear. It stares at me disappointedly. What? Finally, it smiles and disappears. The statue stops moving and collapses. It stopped, right? It seems so. I don't get the mark anymore. I don't got the mark anymore, so there's no doubt about it. Once again, the only one still cursed. Glad I made it in the nick of time. If my legs weren't in such a good shape, it would have been over for us. Thanks for saving us, but you know that was pretty reckless. I thought I said it's dangerous for a group of mark bearers to go somewhere haunted. Yeah, you did mention something like that when I was eating. Completely slipped my mind. Tell us, old man, what happened at the mansion? I'm not quite sure myself, but I'll tell you what I know. After you left, I wandered the place looking for something to eat. My mark hurt like hell right by a room. I slipped inside and found a bunch of chisels and things. He must mean the room I found. I was kinda out of it because of the mark at that point, but I noticed one of the chisels was glowing all weird with a dark light. I knew right away that it was hiding some awesome spiritual power. But what made you decide that you had to bring the chisel here? You seem sure it'd be effective against the Cannon Soldier. I heard a voice when I picked it up. It reminded me of a lady, sorta. It said to bring the chisel to you. And that's when it hit me. It was what I'd been looking for. Oh, the thing you mentioned in the car. The heart of the curse that created the spirit. Exactly that. So I hoofed it over to give it to you. When I looked through the room before, Yosuke said that the Cujo family used to create Buddha statues a long time ago. It's possible that chisel was used to create the statues that became the Cannon Soldier. I don't know what that voice that he heard. Probably something like the mysterious voice that guided me before. You know, I haven't heard it in a while. And that's what happened. So we heading back to the mansion then, Anon? For one, I'm hungry. I bet Damon's worried too. I left without saying a word after all. Yeah. Searching for the documents in the mark. Carting all the statues out. It'll take more than a day to do all that. We should go back to the mansion and figure out what to do next. We're leaving already? I wanted to examine this place. I glance at the statue fallen to the floor. Sorry, but you'll have to do that another time. Fine. In exchange, Not one word about this shelter to anyone else. I'm going to study every inch of it. Yeah, okay. We saved him, so we did get the good ending. Hey now, this is my home. Can't have you rooting around here. That's just you saying that. You don't legally live here. I'll bring you food, so stop complaining. Much obliged. We return to the concrete passageway. I might be imagining it, but it feels like the air in here is a little less stagnant than it was before. We climb out of the manhole in now South Alley. Damon runs up to us, drenched in sweat. He looks even worse than usual. He probably shouldn't have run. I found you. Hey, old man. Why did you suddenly sprint out of the mansion? My mark is gone now, too. What in the world happened? I had something to give Anon. Isn't that right, Hito? I guess. I'd rather not think of the consequences if you hadn't made it in time. I'm not sure I follow, but it seems he really helped you out. Well then, if I must do my investigation another day, are we splitting ways here? Our marks are gone now. Anon still has his, though. This always happens. I'm used to it. But now I might be able to change that. I finally discovered where the statues stolen from 8 Shrine are. I'm lost, but I'm glad for you. It's thanks to all of you. I'll figure the rest out by myself. You should all return to your regular lives. You're saying we should split up then? You sure you'll be okay? Something'll work out eventually. Besides, this is Seiyakujo's dying wish. I want to respect it. Huh. Well, thanks. I'll head back then. I've been missing all of those chemical smells from the lab. Good to hear your research is exciting. But don't forsake your humanity over it and end up like Mizzou. Like I do that. It's not even funny, by the way. Oh yeah, Mr. Anon? Whenever you want to get those statues, I'll help. Until then, see ya. I'll be off as well. Honestly, all of this has put a strain on me. I'm barely staying upright. Whatever you do, don't collapse on your way home, please. Hey, Anon? One day I'm hoping to let the public know about the underground shelter, for the sake of the wandering souls without a proper burial. I'd like it if you'd help me with that. See you around. He's not such a bad guy. Guess I'll go too. You're not returning to the shelter, are you? I'm not that brave. The soldier's gone, but there's plenty other things down there. I'll give it a few days to settle. So you're still planning on going back? I'm not sure I'd call that a smart move. Come on, comes with living this kind of life. I'll bunker down in the park or under a bridge until things calm down. See ya, Anon. Bring more food next time, yeah? The former mark bearers have all left. I should probably head to the mansion myself. I've got to decide what to do next. Quick, save and... No. What? I hear a voice calling from behind me. I turn to see Banshee in the middle of the road, staring intently at me. What's wrong? Remember now. His eyes are as wide as saucers. I forgot because of the mark, but I've met you before. What? What do you mean? Well, let me think. He scratches his chin. I know his memories are probably all a mess, having just gotten them back. But I don't have time to wait for him. Oh yes, we first met 5 years ago. And then again 10 days ago. I feel like I've been struck by lightning. I first arrived at Cujo Mansion 10 days ago. That means I met him before I lost my memories. I need to know, who in the world am I? I couldn't say. I wasn't interested in asking your name, but you didn't give it. Then tell me what you do know. Tell me about myself, please. Okay. I owe you for the food, so ask. What should I ask? Let's see. 5 years ago? You showed up at the shelter. Wanted to know about the Heavenly Buddha project. Gave me food. Huh, actually, you were more focused on the Cujo family than the Cannon Soldier. Why did we talk about them? The head at the time was majorly involved in the project. He was famous for his spiritual power, so the army asked him for help. He loaned them a number of his family prized sacred treasures. You really zeroed in on that bit. Do you know what exactly the army got? Yeah, the shelter had a list. A mirror, a chisel, Buddha statues, cursed objects, and holy talismans. They were all returned to the family, which means they're all in the mansion right now. You kept popping by a few times until one day you just didn't. I only saw you next 10 days ago. Next is... I just seen the Cannon Soldier, and you can bet I booked it out of the manhole. I ran into you on the street. Had you treat me to food to celebrate. Thanks for that, by the way. Banshee's talking about the person I was before I lost my memory. It's weird to hear about myself this way. You'd mentioned you'd been overseas. You'd only come back recently, about a month ago. Oh, and that's when I learned of the mark. You told me about it. It slipped my mind until just now. By that time, was my right arm... Yeah, it had the mark. You were acting all odd, though. You'd go to remember something, then stumble over the words. The curse was probably in the late stages. In fact, I'd completely forgotten my name, and passed a few hours after that. I read that wrong. By the way, I've got something to tell you. This here Banshee Ito is of much nobler character than regular folk. That's why I led a detached life, away from the world's vulgarities. What are you trying to say? I could be crazy desperate, but I'd never shame my dear departed mom or divine providence. You understand? No, you lost me. I'm saying I never resort to stealing, even dying of hunger. Here, these are yours. He pulls out a wristwatch and a wallet. Each look like an antique. They're inlaid with subtle designs. You forgot them at the restaurant. Let me see them. I grab them both and rush to open the wallet. But there's no ID inside. There was no driver's license or company card with an ID in it when you got it. Don't ask me. You said you forgot your old wallet somewhere and lost it. It was probably in there. Oh. I look at what else is in the wallet. Bills, coins, and a number of familiar business cards. Sayakujo, spirit healer. Ah, those things. You tried to give me one. Told me to go there if I remembered anything. But I gave it back. I don't make a habit of carrying useless stuff. Sayakujo's card was in my pocket when I first arrived at the Cujo Mansion. It must have been the one Banshee returned. There's no doubt about it. I lost all my memories after I met Banshee. I've asked everything I want to know, but something's still bugging me. Did I say anything about the mark when you saw me 10 days ago? Well, I was so focused on eating that I wasn't paying full attention. Are you kidding? Oh yeah, you said the same thing as Hiro about the Kana soldier. There's no way a human head on a statue will make it move. But it did actually move. That's what I thought too. And then, you said something strange. You said what happened 50 years ago wasn't because of the project. What? It was because of her. Her? That's not all. You said she gave you the mark. That she loved watching you lose your memories and fear death. You made her kick the bucket once, but she came back to life. You said you needed to do the same thing done 50 years ago to get rid of her. My heart wants to beat out of my chest. I can feel sweat run down my face. There's no way I can keep calm. Before I lost my memories, I'd known who had cursed me with the mark. Hey, old man! Who's she? Did I tell you? I wanted to know too, so I asked, but you couldn't answer me. I don't think you were trying to hide it. You just honestly didn't remember. Was that because of the mark? Well, that's about all I can tell you. Anon, we should get going soon. Go? Where? I'll tell you in your car. I'm really tired of standing. I'd like to sit for a bit. There's no point in arguing here. I'll just get it out of him once we're in the car. New info added to the spirit file. My past self. Alright, guys. I know what we usually do, but I'll see you all next time for the rest of Deathmark. Thank you for joining me.